Okay, boys and girls, today is 9/17/20, September 17th, 2020. Today we went ahead and finished our plot map for Mama's Window. Yesterday, I believe we had done the introduction and the climax. We had identified those. We did finish the story. Again, I believe it starts on page 49. And so again, we did finish that story on My View 4.2. So today we identified the rising action, which is Sugar is hurt because of his mother's passing. He doesn't want to attend the dedication, so he's hurt. We got, in the introduction, we got information about the setting, the conflict, the characters. So now, after that, we learned that he continues to be hurt. He has these mixed feelings. He doesn't want to go to this place, his church, of course, where they're honoring his mother, because he thinks that the church is using the money that she raised in order to rebuild the church, or make renovations to the church. Because he thinks all this time that his mom wanted to use it for the window. And of course, the climax was found on page 58, paragraph 44 and 45, when Sugar discovers the church actually used the money for the window. So that was the turning point of our conflict. And then that's just another, that's basically the definition of climax. And after the climax, we have our falling action. Sugar was happy and in awe of discovering the window. He was no longer hurt and upset. He no longer felt those mixed emotions. He was accepting of everyone. He even became friends with someone who ridiculed him, who made him feel bad. He wanted to love and feel loved. And the resolution? Sugar discovers Uncle Free as the anonymous donor, because back at the climax, we found out that there was an anonymous donor that helped reveal the window at the church. But that information did not become available to us until the resolution or the ending point of the story. So the next thing we did was our STAAR STEM questions. We did go ahead and write these questions, and we did number 1 and number 2 together, and 3, 4, and 5 were for homework. And that's something I forgot to include on Remind today, but hopefully everyone does remember. If not, we can go over it tomorrow during class. So the first one, the reader can tell that Sugar is, and we said, a survivor, and he is strong and loving. And this is basically how he ended up to be at the end of the story. What is a conflict in the selection? Sugar thinks the money will be used for bricks for the church. It's the main conflict. That's what's driving this whole story. And the rest of the questions. How is the problem resolved? What does paragraph 35 reveal about Sugar? And paragraph 49 is mainly about, those are the questions for Mama's Window. Okay, and then for our writing portion, we did have some practice on subject and predicate. We wrote this paragraph down, and we were identifying as a class the subject and the predicate. The subject is in pink or purple, and the predicate is in green. Again, we always want to question ourselves. Well, what about the Grand Canyon National Park? What is the predicate? Oh, located in Arizona. Well, what about it? It's 277 miles long. What about the Colorado River? So the subject always includes the noun, and the predicate tells what the subject is or does, usually includes a verb. Okay? And then we went ahead and did this together as well. There were blanks, and we filled in the blanks. The subject was missing, the predicate was missing here, the subject was missing here. The predicate was missing here, and the predicate was missing here as well. Okay, so that was that. And then we did go ahead and finish up with math. Let me see here. We did this yesterday. We did 11 and 12. This is pretty easy to identify. Draw a circle around the line segment, draw a square around the ray, draw a triangle around the point, and draw a rectangle around the line. And here's number 12. We discovered it was J, perpendicular lines. And this is basically, by definition, we can go back to our math journal, use our math journal notes for this to answer this question. Okay, and then we did 13 and 14. It already tells us it's a right triangle, so A and C are out. We're left with B and D. Right triangle because there's one 90-degree angle. Okay, yes, that's true. Right triangle because there are two 90-degree angles. No. A 90-degree angle is also known as a right angle. And we know by definition that a right triangle only has one right angle or one 90-degree angle. That's why it was B. Number 14. Right away we can tell it's an acute angle, but if we were to fit a square in this, we know it's less. It's less than the right angle, therefore it is an acute angle. Okay, and then I just gave them this practice, and after that we went ahead and did our basic facts quiz. There's still a few of us that have not done that. Hopefully we can get to do that by tomorrow. Okay, and that was it for math. Then we went ahead and continued science discussion with the book. We go to it was page 40. We went ahead and read page 40 all the way to page 44. We started doing this together. I said we would try to do it tomorrow, finish it up tomorrow, and 45 would be for homework. That's something else I didn't include in the note for today and remind, but they can go ahead and do it. Okay, and then we reviewed our social studies. We have a test on this tomorrow. I went ahead and used some cards. So these are the vocabulary words they need to know for tomorrow's quiz. I went ahead and did some cards, and it would be good if they could go over them like that. I did show them the definition, and they would go ahead and use the chat box to respond to each definition with the word. Okay, so this is on page 1 of My World. And then we used the rest of our free time to catch everyone up. I did want to start on another writing assignment, but I know there was still a lot of us that hadn't finished the writing in the content areas. So I think for the most part, almost everyone has it in. So it was 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. The last one we did was the math one about the different types of lines. And that was it. I had those that were up to date with everything. I had them continue with the writing collection, and that was finalizing their rough drafts and starting to write them on the line page here. Okay, so that was it for today. Again, tomorrow we have test day. I will see everyone. I hope everyone reviews their spelling and, of course, Mama's Window and their vocabulary for social studies. I'll see you all tomorrow.